Hello! Today we are going to be playing with this beautiful Natasha Denona pastel palette, and we're going to see which camp we end up in. The reviews on this seem to be very mixed. People either really love it or they're really disappointed in it. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of middle ground, and I have some thoughts on why I think that is, and I'm excited to see where I'm going to fall on the spectrum after I've played with it a little bit. And then we will see my thoughts on whether or not I think this palette is worth that Natasha Denona price tag. If we haven't met before, hi, my name is Sherri, and welcome to Makeup Therapy, where we just like to take our mind off of everything else, de-stress, unwind, relax by playing with and talking about makeup together, without judgment from anyone, because here we do our makeup for ourselves and no one else. If playing with makeup makes you happy, then this is the place to be, and I invite you to stick around, subscribe, and come back and hang out with us some more. So first, let's actually take a look at the palette. So this is a very colorful, mostly pastel palette. You can see that there's not really a lot of depth in here. And actually, one of the shimmer shades, the peach one right in the middle, that seems to be our deepest shade. And although the purple looks kind of deeper, it doesn't really show up quite as deep on the skin. So really, I think that you just have to manage your expectations with this and with any pastel palette in general. Because although this one's pretty unique, that it has some very nice bright pops of color, and I love that, but you're not going to get a whole lot of depth out of this. So if you're planning on using it by itself, you just have to know that the looks that you're going to get probably aren't going to have a lot of depth, but it could make a really great companion palette. I'm sure you can get a lot of use out of it being a companion palette with some other colorful palettes that you might have, or even it could be a nice little addition to some neutral palettes that you might have to give it just a soft pop of color. So I just think it's really important to have the right expectations going into this palette, and I think I could be wrong, and I think we're going to find out when we go through these 4 looks. But I think if you have the right expectations, this isn't going to be a big disappointment for you. But let's get into it and see what happens. Okay, so my plan for the first look is to use the peaches and yellow limey colors. We're gonna start with the peach and this kind of like lime green in the crease. And we're gonna use the peach shimmer and the yellow shimmer, and we're gonna try to deepen it up with this purple and see how deep we can actually get it. I think paired with those much lighter colors, even if we don't get it super deep, there's still gonna be a nice contrast, I think. And then of course with pastels, we kind of want to pack them on so we can get them as bright as possible. I'm gonna start with the peachy shade, and that one is called Bellini. I'm gonna start with that in the outer crease. And because I want to take that purple on top of this, I'm going to make sure I fill this in. I'm just kind of tapping because I want the full effect of the pastels. A lot of times with pastels, if you're just swiping on, you're not going to get the full color. It's going to be more of a wash of color. If you want them to be vibrant, you really want to pack them on. And we are still, of course, going to go ahead and blend the outer edges, but I'm just going to do that by tapping. That is a really pretty color. I like that a lot. Now we're going to go into this limey green shade. That one is appropriately named Zest, and I'm really going to pack this one on because I want this to be really nice and bright. I think these 2 shades look so cool together. I'm just kind of gonna barely mix those together in the middle. And I really want to get this one nice and bright. And as you can see, we are getting a lot of really nice pigment out of that. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap the edges again to blend. That came together so quickly. And I really love those shades together. They are so pretty. Just to make the blend a little better, I'm gonna use this very small blending brush. Blend that right on the outer edges. I'm gonna go in one more time with both shades to pack on right in the crease. And then we will move on to the purple shade and see what it can really do. Do believe that purple one is a cream to powder, which, is why it's not showing up quite as deep as in the pan. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's literally nothing coming off of that. There we have a little bit. That's kind of crazy. We'll try another brush and see if that makes a difference. There, it's coming together a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and keep using this brush for now. Because now that we got a couple coats on, it's looking much better. I mean, that is pretty. I'm also gonna take this really dense dome brush to kind of pack it on, to bring it through here just a little bit so it blends in a bit. I mean, it's definitely not super dark, but I think it is still giving a nice contrast. I do like those colors together a lot. That's really pretty. Now on to the shimmer. For our shimmers, we are gonna use this peachy one here called Starlit. So pretty. And then this really light yellow called Limoncello. I think I have my, I might have my lights a little bright. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let me see if I can fix that. I think that is a little bit better. Okay, I know that Natasha Denona's shimmer formula doesn't love the NYX glitter primer or my other tacky base, so I'm just gonna pick up some of that peachy shimmer and give it a spritz. Also, the cream to powders are really good to put shimmers on because they're already, you know, a little tacky. I'm gonna take some more without spraying it to go around here. That almost looks, it's almost better without spraying it. I'm gonna add a little more, kind of an angle. Ooh, that is really pretty. That's a really pretty shade. All right, let's go into the yellow shimmer. Ooh, that's really pretty. It's a little bit of a different formula than the peach one. It's definitely smoother and it's a bit on the toppery side. This one might even, ooh, I love those together, perform better just dry. I like this color combo a lot. Oh, that's so pretty. I think I'm just gonna take some of the purple and just do a little blend in there. This is quite a dense blending brush, and that actually did really well with this purple. I think that is gonna do it for the top lid. I'm really happy with these colors together. Now on to the lower lash line. What do we want to do there? All right, I think I'm gonna keep the lower lash line pretty much in line with the upper lid. So I'm gonna take the purple right here, take a smudger that's not too dense, bring that peach around a little bit, and then it almost looks like I've already got this part done because of the way the shimmers fell, and I don't hate it. I'm gonna take the peach shimmer here, and I'm first gonna put that on that lime green before I put the yellow on top of it. I think it'll just pop a little more that way. Okay, on to finishing it off. So let me figure out what I want for liners and lashes, and I will be right back to show you. Here we are with the finished first look. I really like the way this one came together. I love these colors together. For the top liner, I use this e.l.f. cream liner. It is a metallic purple. I really like this one. I don't know if they sell these anymore. The bright green liner in the waterline is this Beetlejuice liner from Melt. This was part of their Beetlejuice collection, obviously, and it was limited edition, so I don't believe you can get this one anymore. But this was just the perfect bright pop. I love that. The lashes are from Flirtatious Looks Cosmetics. They look like this. We have the winged one or the round one. Obviously, I use the winged one. I like these a lot because they're not too dramatic. They just add a nice little touch. I really like these. But yeah, I really like the way that this look came together. I like it a lot. I actually totally forgot I was gonna use a white base for this look to kind of try to get the pastels to pop a little more, but even without that, I think these colors showed up really, really nicely. They're nicely pigmented if you pack them on and just blend the edges and you're not just, you know, windshield wiper blending them. Yes, the purple could have been a little bit deeper, but I don't mind it. I really like these together, and the shimmers are so pretty. I'm really kind of surprised at how bright that lime green matte is. I'm really happy with this look. I'm really excited to jump into the next one. I am super excited for this look because we are gonna use this shifty pink to purple shade. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't wait to put that all over my lid. most of the lid. I already am primed with Natasha Denona eye base. For this look, we are going to stick with the pinks and blues. So we are going to do this pink through the crease, and then we are going to put this blue shade on top of it to create a purple. Then we're going to go in with that beautiful shade here, this light pink towards the inner corner, and then the actual inner corner, there is this beautiful iridescent shade. I'm excited for this one. Since we're basically doing through the whole crease and the outer corner the same shades, I'm going to use kind of a bigger brush. I'm going to start with the darker pink. Ooh, that's a really pretty color. It sure doesn't look darker though, does it? Very pretty shade though. Wow. Ooh, and it is pigmented. That is a really pretty shade and blends out really effortlessly. You can barely see it on camera though, can you? It is showing up much better in person. I'm gonna go ahead and pack on some more. Oh, I just really love this shade. It's just so soft and pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take that in the outer corner as well. We're gonna put blue over pretty much most of this. Let's go in with the darker blue first in the crease to deepen it up a little bit. So I'm actually gonna switch to this kind of dense blending brush, a very small blending brush. Great for hooded eyes. What is this? Is from, oh, this is a Profusion brush. It's a small pointed eyeshadow, ES6. Okay, I'm going to take that darker blue. Okay, dig in a little more. Okay. It's not deep by any means, but it is creating a really nice color. I'm going to try this Rougher 26. It is pointed brush, but it's pretty dense, but also flexible. This one is working pretty well. It's just not deep. I mean, it's a really pretty color. All right, I'm going to take this kind of bullet brush and tap it on. I'm going to go ahead and tap that on in the outer corner as well. The whole reason I'm putting this on top of the pink is that I really wanted it to be purple, and as I pack it on, it is showing up better, but it's not really giving me purple. All right, I am going to take the lighter blue and see what happens. Try to blend this out with it. I think that looks cute. Interesting enough, this light blue mixed with the pink is giving me purple. I guess that's what I should have done. All right, I am going to go back in with the pink. We have lost most of that. Well, I'm not really loving this. I mean, that's because of my choices of pairing these shades together and trying to layer them all. I'm just kind of pulling this through a little bit just to blend that pink shade into the skin as much as possible. I'm gonna go back in with the smaller brush into the light blue. What if I put this pink all over the deeper blue? Now we've got more of the purple I was looking for, and then I'm gonna go in with the lighter blue on top. I'm looking very Candyland-ish. I'm just taking some of that light pink, the lighter pink shade, and dragging it out just a hair. This is definitely not what I envisioned, but it's okay. I think I'm going to end up taking the shimmer further out than I had planned because this is so light. All right, let's dig into that beautiful duochrome. I'm just going to pick it a bunch up on my brush and spray it. I'm going to start pretty far out. That is very light, but very beautiful. Just trying to load up my brush as much as possible. Ooh, look at that. Let me try to put this on finger. Oh my, that is a really beautiful shade. I'm gonna put this on most of the lid, saving just a little room for this really beautiful pink shimmer. Okay, let's see. Ooh, very pretty. There may not be anything deep about this look, but it's so pretty and like ethereal. Ooh. That's so pretty. Okay, the inner corner is going to be that iridescent shade, which is very smooth. How do I want to go about this? You know what? I think I'm actually going to use my sponge tip applicator for that because I think that is going to do the best with this kind of formula. So I just bought a pack of ones that look like this. They're dual-sided. One side is a little bit smaller than the other, and I think that is going to work nicely and should get in the corner perfectly. Ooh, I got a little chunk there. Let's see. Ooh, yep. Oh, that's pretty. I really like that. I think this applicator works perfectly for this. I just kind of want to pull it out a little more. My microphone's still working? Okay, I think so. I'm so paranoid. Because this comes up so high, I think I actually want to bring the shimmers up higher. I mean, it does. This definitely does leave me wanting more out here. Okay, I have an idea. I don't know if I want to do it yet or not. Let's do the lower lash line, and I will think about it some more. For the lower lash line, I know I want to take that pink shimmer in the front. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and I want to do the other shimmer, because why not make the whole bottom lash line shimmer? I mean, I'm not going to, but not the whole thing anyway. Okay, I'm going to try to take that deeper blue and then put the pink on top, the deeper pink. I think I also want to take that iridescent shade and put it under my brow bone here. That's pretty. All right, now, do I want to attempt the other thing? Okay, I'm actually going to take that, our deepest shade in the palette, and I'm going to take this on this little angle brush, and I'm going to see if I can just pack it on right here. If it'll even do anything at all. Well, it's doing something. I wouldn't say it's doing a lot, but it's definitely a little something. I do like this look though. It's very shifty and shiny and beautiful. Okay. I like that. All right, I am going to go ahead and finish off, and I will come back and show you the finished look. Okay, this is the finished second look. I really like this. I think it's just plain pretty. So to finish off, first of all, what I've got going on up there is I first put down this Glamlight Calligraphy black liquid liner, and then I topped it with this Urban Decay Heavy Metal glitter liner. I am way too blind to read the name of this without my glasses, and I think that turned out really nicely. I did use the same lashes. They're both on my face, but I say they were Flirtatious Looks Cosmetics. And then in the waterline, we have a Lethal Cosmetics liner in the shade BPM, maybe? Too blind. It's this beautiful little pink one. Perfect little candy, cotton candy pink shade. And I think that this came together really nicely. Yes, it's a very light. We didn't have a lot of luck deepening up the outer corner, but that's okay. I still really like the way it turned out. I still think this one over here, that one does have a lot of nice depth to it. I really like that one a lot. This one is just so ethereal and just pretty. I really like it. So which one of these two do you like better? I have another 2 looks coming your way tomorrow, but for you, just a few seconds. I will see you for the next 2 looks. So today, the look we're kind of going for is a little bit mermaid, mermaid-esque. I am going to try that deep purple again, but I'm going to try it with that going down first instead of on top of anything. And then we're going to do both the blues, the deeper blue and the light blue in the crease. So we're going to use the green shimmers on the lid, and I'm really excited to see how this one turns out. So let's get started on this look. Okay, we're going to start off by using the Natasha Denona eye base. Okay, like I said, I'm going to start with the purple and see what kind of pigment we can get out of that when it's on its own. And I'm going to use a pretty dense kind of smudger shading brush to be able to pick up and lay down as much as possible. So let's give that a try in the outer corner. I mean, already you can see it's at least giving us pigment right away when we put it on top of something. As you saw in the other looks, it takes quite a lot to even show up. And I will say, the looks you're seeing in this video are the first and only looks I've done with this palette so far. And already I'm starting to see a huge dent in this purple shade with how much I have to dig in and go in over and over and over again to get the pigment out of it. This is really pretty though. And I think it's looking actually not bad on its, when we put it down first on its own. It is giving us quite a bit of pigment. Let me see how close we're getting to the actual shade in the palette. I mean, not quite there, but definitely, I think, closer than what we've been able to get so far. I'm actually pretty pleased with this. Just gonna kind of buff out the edges here a little, and then we're gonna go in with those blue shades. Okay, I like that. I just want to kind of fade it down a little bit in the crease so it doesn't look like it just ends abruptly. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go into the deep blue. I'm gonna take this tiny little blending brush, and it's very dense because I really want to get as much pigmentation as I can, so I'm gonna use this dense brush and not one that's too flimsy. So talking about expectations of this palette, I know that at least some of the people I've seen review this palette are not unfamiliar with pastel palettes. So I think they do have the right expectations, and I think the biggest disappointment for people is when you look at this palette and the way that the colors show up in the pan. You expect to be getting at least a little depth, especially with that purple shade, because it does look deeper. And the disappointment then comes in when you go into that thinking you're going to get that depth and it just doesn't show up. Even with this is the deeper blue that I'm going in with right now. This one over here. And I mean, as you can see, like right here, that does not look like a deep blue. That looks like a powder blue, like the other shade that's in here. So I can definitely see where the disappointment is coming from. But with that being said, I think if you watched the reviews or you're watching this now and you know what to expect and you go into it with that knowledge, and that's fine because that's, you know, what you want. You don't care about how much depth it is, and you know that a lot of these shades aren't showing up the same way as they are in the pan, and you know that going into it, then yeah, I don't think you would be disappointed because you know what you're in for. I think that this deeper blue, if you want to even call it that, is so pretty around the edges mixed with this purple shade. I really like that color. And as far as the quality goes, even though you're not getting a lot of depth, these are beautiful shades. They are pigmented. They're beautiful. They're easy to blend. They're very creamy. The shimmers are really beautiful. Even that lime green color and the peach, they really popped. They look really nice. So I don't think there's really a question of the quality of it. It's just knowing what to expect. Okay, I think I really like that. Definitely gonna have to go back in with the purple to deepen that up at some point. Not right now though. I'm going to use the same brush, just wipe it off and go into the lighter blue. Now I'm wondering if there's even gonna really be a difference between these blues, but I guess we're gonna find out. On to this lighter blue. Okay, that is bright. Wow. See what I mean by how bright and pigmented, and they have a pop to them? Absolutely. So these blues are not the same by any means. This lighter one is just much brighter. Ooh, I really like that shade. Okay, I'm just gonna work on blending around the edges now. Just trying to get that blended into the skin as much as you can blend a blue into your skin tone. So I'm just going around the edges trying to soften those up. And then I'm going to take a really big brush, a clean one with nothing on it, and go around that edge to feather it in a little bit, even further. I think I'm going to take just a touch of that on this big one because it was looking a little sparse right in that area. Is that looking a little crazy? Maybe. Do we care? No, we don't. All right, I'm just gonna go in with that purple again. And I think I'm going to, I don't know now because I already have that blue down, but I'm gonna try. I really like the color it makes with the deeper blue blended into this purple. So I'm going to take the purple through the crease further all the way. That actually worked just fine. It worked really nicely. Okay, let's see if we can deepen it up anymore. Okay, back into the deeper blue and then into our brighter one again. That is really bright. I love it. It's so pretty. I really do like that. I'm going to kind of work my way back down one last time. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to leave the crease. And now we're going to go into these beautiful green shimmers. So we have this kind of deeper one. Ooh, look how pretty. Looks like there's a little bit of a gold shift in it. And then we have this lighter minty one. So pretty. I think it's really gonna look fun with this color crease. And just like before, I'm just gonna spray these. I'm not gonna put down any kind of glitter primer. This is so pretty on the brush. Look at that. Here we go. I think that looks really cool with these colors. Let's add some more. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's pretty. That's really pretty. All right, I'm just gonna take my finger and pop it on in the middle there where you're going to see it the most. That is definitely better that way. Okay, into the mint shimmer. I'm going to take some dry just to kind of pull into the other shade and marry them together a little bit. And then try to add another layer to get it a little more opaque in here. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I definitely love these colors together. That is so pretty. So I pulled this out a little further than I usually like. So I am going to take that purple again and try to kind of pull that in with that shimmer a little bit to give us a little more depth in the outer corner. I should say bring the depth of the back a little more. These are so pretty together, this purple and this green. Ooh, I like that a lot. I would not say it's covering that the best, but that's not something I would have normally attempted anyway. That's my own fault for taking that green shimmer out too far. I think it's ending up okay though. It is looking a little weird right here, so I'm just gonna take it on my finger and tap it over right where those two meet. I really like that. I think that's where I'm going to leave the upper lid. Now, what are we gonna do for the lower lash line? It appears I'm already going to be using this as my inner corner because it's already there. Got a little too close. Happens all the time. So let's work with that and not against it. Okay, I am going to use this mint matte shade here on the lower lash line. Ooh, it's got a lot of kick up. And I'm going to put that kind of in the middle. I'm just going to pack it on the best I can with this tiny little pencil brush. I'm not going all the way here because I'm actually going to pull this down into this green. That's going to take up the front third. And then I'm going to grab the purple and I'll hopefully get that to work out here. Oh yeah, that's working really nicely there. And I'm just going to carry this whole thing all the way around. So I'm going to use the two blues and then bring that into the mint. Okay, I think that's it for the mattes down here. Let's bring that shimmer around. I am gonna spray it just like before. Actually, I'm gonna put a little more in the inner corner first because what was there wasn't intentional. Wasn't a lot. Ooh, that's really pretty. That's really pretty. Okay, I'm just using this very small flat brush, very thin flat brush. It's perfect for inner corner and lower lash line. And it's actually an inner corner shader. That's the name of it. I think it's the E46 from Sigma. Okay, that looks really pretty. It might look a little crazy and blown out before we get everything else on it, but that's it for the shadow. How do we feel about this one? I love it. I love these colors together. I really like these colors together. And while it may not be super deep, I think that the amount of depth that we have is sufficient for this look. I really like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the shades that we used here. All right, let me finish off, see what kind of fun we want to have with some liners, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back with the finished look. I did add some gems because I thought it would be super pretty with these colors. So the upper liner, I actually used this eyeliner palette from Shein. This one right here, this kind of blue-green one. You can get these all individually, but I kind of wanted all the shades, so it was more cost effective to buy these palettes. And I really like how it performed. That's what I have up here. What I have in the waterline, that is this buttercream liner from AOA Studios, which is the Shop Miss A brand. The lash I have on is the same as the last two looks. I just used the winged one out here, and then I used the gems, the ones that came in a little pack like this. I'm not 100% sure what where I got this. I think it might have been from Shein. That is the finished look. I think it's really pretty. I do like this a lot. Okay, moving on to the last look. I am going to get primed up with the Natasha Denona eye base again, and this look is going to be a halo eye, kind of like a sunsetty look, maybe. I'm going to start off my halo with purple as our first shade in the crease. I'm just going to pack this on the best I can. That actually went on really nicely pigmented. It's really smooth, and we did get a decent amount of depth with that, so not mad at that. I'm just gonna tap out the edges to soften them a bit before going in with our next shade. Okay, the edges are tapped out. All right, I'm gonna go now into our darker pink. I'm gonna use this same tiny little blending brush because this seems to do really well with these shades, so I'm gonna stick to what works. Those are blending really nicely together. That's nice. It's not taking much of this pink at all. It's a very pigmented color. This is the darker of the two. Wow, that went on super easy. All right, next we're gonna go in with our peachy shade, Bellini. And this one, we remember from our other looks, was pretty pigmented as well. These are all blending into each other beautifully. And then I'm gonna go into the lime shade. Of course, they do still work best by kind of tapping them on. I think that is a really pretty flow of shades we have going on there. I'm going to intensify the lime green and then work our way back down. These are blended really nicely together already, but I just want to get them a little bit more vibrant. I just can't stop looking at this one. I think it's so pretty. It's like a pastel rainbow. So pretty. I like that. All right, on to the lid. I had jotted down kind of what I wanted to do with this look, and for some reason I put the purple over the green, the mint green, and it should look something like this. But given the issues we've been having trying to put purple over anything, I am going to skip that and just do the purple on its own in the inner and the outer corners. I'm just going to use, this is just another smudger brush, but it is much smaller and it's still very dense, so it should still work with this shade pretty well. I think what we're learning here with this purple is for maximum pigmentation, it's gotta go on first and work around it. And you also are going to have the best luck with it with very dense, preferably like shading brushes or smudge brushes, something that can really pack it on, grab onto it and pack it on. That's pretty good. I'm not mad at that. I like that a lot. So the shimmer we're going to use next, we're going to leave the middle open for a different one, but the one we're going to use next is that beautiful like pink to purple or blue shifty one. Probably my favorite shade in here. That is going to go on first. Now I'm debating, do I want to do an actual cut crease maybe? At least in the very center. All right, I have decided I'm going to do a cut crease with the white cut crease canvas by Revolution. It's just a white eye base, and this is what I like to use for all of my cut creases. I'm just going to use this flat brush that's rounded at the tip. Make our lives easier. This one is by Nabla. I'm not worried about getting it too perfect because I'm not going to be super precise with my shimmers. I really just wanted to have a white base for our yellow shimmer. We accomplished that, so that is all I'm really worried about. That over a white base is super pretty. I don't think it's liking this base though. Oh no! I'm gonna try to put it on dry instead of spraying it. And it looks like that actually seems to work better. I have seen people say that with Natasha Denona being a makeup artist herself, that when she formulates these, she doesn't necessarily formulate them for people like us who use glitter primers and spray it. So that might be why they're kind of formulated to perform best dry or even with a finger versus spraying or using any kind of tacky base. That is really pretty. I am going to use my finger and tap over that. Wow. That is stunning. I put the white base down for the yellow and then left hardly any space to actually put it down. Way to go, me. It's fine. It's fine. It might even be better that way, considering how much this one did not want to go on top of it. But wow, is that pretty? So pretty. I really like that. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go straight in with my finger. Why not? Why not? That might be too much on my finger. Oof. Oh boy. Okay. It really is just sticking to where it was white, isn't it? But wow, look at that shine. Let me put this down dry with a brush and then go over it with my finger, maybe. Maybe one more look that way. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah. Wow. That is so pretty. Just gonna kind of try to blend these together a little bit. Then I'm gonna go in with my finger. So shiny and shifty and shimmery and beautiful. Ooh, I love it. Coming in with the finger. I said what I said. I kind of just want it really intense right down the middle. Yeah. I am pretty happy with that. I do like it. I'm going to go in one more time with the other shade as well. I love that shade so much. I really kind of want something here, so I think I am going to see what we have for fun liners. Okay, I have decided, I think. The plan is to use this purple liner to kind of give us that purple separation. This is made by Mitchell. I really like his liners. They're really good. They have a beautiful, you don't have to get out a different brush to use them with. They have a really nice brush. I like these a lot. And then I'm going to top it with another one of the Urban Decay Heavy Metals. I'm pretty sure this one says grind. This pink one, I thought the pink would go really beautifully with this. And let's see if we can pull this off without ruining the whole look. Because if that happened, I would be sad. Ooh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Do you get like that? Like, I like where this is at and I don't want to screw it up, but I still want to add more. But I'm scared. Aww. He said I'm scared and my doggy came over. Hi, sweetie. Ooh. Don't mess this up. I'm going to start over here. Okay, that matches this purple almost exactly. It just like runs into it. Don't have to be too worried, I guess, because I am putting glitter over it. So not really gonna be able to see if I mess it up anyway. And it blends in so perfectly. I like that. Just gotta let that dry a little bit. Then we'll put our glitter on. I think it's okay. Let's go for it. Here we go. That's pretty. I'm gonna let that dry down and put another coat on. This shade on top of this purple is so pretty. That is so pretty. I am just gonna dab that kind of down the center. That gives it a tiny bit of something extra without taking away from it. I am, for the lower lash line, going to mimic the halo that we have going on. I am going to use the iridescent shade on the inner corner. Okay, this is the finished final look. When I tell you this was a journey.
I didn't want to put lashes on because I thought this look is just so pretty. I didn't want to cover anything up. And when I did the mascara, that did not do it any justice. So I tried putting the same brand that I had been using all along. I tried the round ones. They're too big for my eyes. It covered everything up, so I had to pull them back off. And then I found these Ardell Lift Effect lashes, and these are perfect.
They are so light and just pretty, and it doesn't cover anything up. I really like these. I'm gonna have to get more. They're not on perfectly from all the off and on and everything that this lash line has been through, but I love these. So they're the Ardell Lift Effect 742. Gorgeous. I really like those. I used this Lethal liner in Stereo. It's a nice bright yellow that kind of just brings a little something to the look. So this is our finished look. Don't mind the lashes that are trying to run off my face. I love both of these looks so much. I think they're beautiful. These shimmers are really stunning. The mattes really do blend nicely. Super great quality. So, are my thoughts correct? Do you just need to have the right expectations, or is this palette just really not that good? So here are my thoughts. I was not disappointed with this palette. Honestly, I mean, again, the mattes blended beautifully. They are the Natasha Denona quality. I do think that you do have to manage your expectations a little bit. Not even, that's probably the wrong phrase for it. You just need to work with some of these a little differently. Like this lime green and even the peach, like they can be so beautiful and vibrant. You just have to pack them on and not really mess with them a whole lot, except maybe blending the edges. Even the powder blue one was so bright. The shimmers were beautiful. And I did kind of go into this having an idea in my head of what this was going to be like, because I did see the reviews from people saying they were so disappointed with it. I wasn't disappointed, and maybe it's because my expectations were lowered by some of the reviews. And we did see in the first couple looks, trying to put that purple over the top of another shade. It can be done, and you can definitely build it up, but it's going to take some time. Whereas with both of these looks today, we put that purple on first, not on top of anything else. And while it's not super deep, I think it gave us the right amount of depth for these pastels and these brighter shades. So I think it works with these very nicely. I'm not disappointed in this palette. I had a great time playing with it. I love the looks that came out of it. I think it's beautiful. So what would be your verdict? Do you think this is worth the Natasha Denona price tag? And if you're not familiar with the Natasha Denona price tag, this mid-size palette here is $65. Not the most expensive palette of hers, not the most expensive palette on the market by any means. But you do have a certain expectation when you buy her palettes and spend that much money on them that you're gonna like them, or at least they're going to be the kind of quality that you expect. And it wasn't exactly what I expected, but I think it was better than I expected. Honestly, again, the shimmers are beautiful. These mattes, these pastel mattes, I thought performed beautifully. They could really get bright. I know I keep saying that, but they're pigmented. They blend beautifully. I really like this palette. For me personally, it was worth the price. Would I suggest you run out and get it at full price? I mean, that's up to you. You saw 4 looks with it. You saw how we used every single shade in this palette. So you saw how they all performed. You can decide for yourself if you think it's worth it, or if you do want it, but maybe it's not worth full price, wait for it to go on sale. Or hopefully if you do have this palette and you haven't been able to get the most out of it and it has disappointed you, hopefully these 4 looks have given you some inspiration on maybe either a different way to work with it or different color combinations. But I love the looks that came out of it. I think it's really great. I really like it. I really like it. For me, it is worth the Natasha Denona price tag, and I was not disappointed. If you want to see a super sparkly, beautiful indie palette in action, along with a bunch of gorgeous highlighters and blushes, my video on the Odin's Eye Salmon 2 collection is on screen right now. Just click on that video to go right to it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next